the f?
Oh my god.
Reverse. Do you see this wrestling move he just pulled on the freelancer? Oh! Oh my god! Oh!
I'm gonna save that video clip because holy crap.
Welcome to the fourth and final part of Around the Verse's 100th episode, special episode. I'm Brian Chambers, Development Director of Foundry 42 Frankfurt.
I'm Todd Pappy, Design Director on Star Citizen.
You already had a chance to visit the other offices. They showed off LA, then we went to Manchester, and then Austin. Of course, save the best for last, so we're here in Frankfurt today.
So Foundry 42, Frankfurt opened a little bit over a year ago, and we house some of the top CryEngine talent from around the world.
A lot of good guys, including yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, design director, what do you do here? What specifically does a design director do at Foundry 42?
I deal with Chris, Tony, and Aaron and make sure that their vision is being disseminated to the designers and is being disseminated to the other disciplines, and making sure that design is always working with other disciplines to make sure that that vision is pushed forward.
That's important.
So why don't you tell the people a little bit about what a dev director does?
Dev director, right now I kind of wear a lot of hats, but overall I'm kind of in charge of making sure that this office is running the way it needs to. That covers not only production and working with the producers here and working with the other directors, but also building up the space and recruiting and headcount, looking at budgets and everything that kind of enables the guys here to be able to do what they need to do.
All the stuff that we don't want to do.
Yeah, well, some of the stuff you probably want to do.
No.
So we're going to show you the Frankfurt office today, but before we do, we want to get to the global Star Citizen community news that's going on. So Todd, what stuff do we have going on recently?
We are focused on Star Citizen 2.5. That will be our next major release. And then you've already seen some of GrimHex, and you've seen how that's been coming along. And then we have other exciting additions to the development. Then please stay tuned for announcements for when this goes live to the PTU.
In other news, 2.4 Alpha is available just for about everyone. I think almost everyone by now. We're also wrapping up Free Fly Week. That means anybody that goes in and registers an account can get in and fly, check out some ships, and that runs until next Monday.
The latest issue of Jump Point is now available to our development subscribers. It focuses on the Drake Dragonfly, the space motorcycle, which has currently already moved into development.
Everybody seems to like big bennies, including myself. If you head over to the Robert Space Industries pledge store right now, look in there, you can pre-order your own Big Benny's t-shirt. I hope they send us some.
They better. We are also pleased to announce that our next concept sale will be the Argo. Many of you have already seen that on the Moro tour and had expressed interest in being able to fly it. It'll be available in 2.5. Once the patch is ready, we'll give access to it on the pledge store.
Now we'll cut to me in another room giving you a run through and tour of our Frankfurt Foundry 42 office. Hey everyone, so the office, Frankfurt. First time we showed you, first video we had, really small temp space. That was the first time you kind of ever heard of us as a team, and we showed it off. Now in our new space, you've seen a little, but now time to show you more. A lot of the desks are full, and we can kind of show you around a little more detail. So this is our entrance area. This is normally where our office manager sits. She's away in HR right now in an HR meeting. This is our main conference room, we call the bridge. As you can see on the door, that's where we have larger meetings. If press comes or so on, that's where we can show people some cool stuff. Let's see the rest of the space. In here, this is our kitchen / lounge area. This is where guys will come to have coffee, get drinks. They also use it to hang out and socialize. We have some consoles over there where we're always looking at new games, and people can kind of hang out and relax and talk about work in a mellow setting. Hallway, bathroom, boring. Over here, this is our IT room in here. Let me take you in, see if he is here. This is Moritz. Hi, Moritz. Say hi to everyone.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So this is where he's building all the PCs for us. We're lucky to have him. For the first 6 months, I don't think we had any IT people, so we were building our own PCs, but we do what it takes to pull it off. Here's our server room. This room right here is primarily where the engineers are. They don't like to be on camera so much, and I don't like to bother them just so they can get it done. We can poke our head in for a second. Cool. Let's leave them alone. All right, now this here, then coming down here, is basically what opens up to a majority of the team. All mixed by disciplines, kind of clumped as much as we can. Over on this side, we have tech arts, we have VFX, build engineer, Glenn on QA. Over here is weapons art. So these are guys both ship and FPS weapons. Over here is my office, where we usually have meetings as well. This side is QA, more QA over here. The more we can test, the better. This whole row right here is AI. So everybody focusing as much as they can, and again, both NPCs and for ships. Now, majority over here, this whole section here, most of it is design. We have a good amount of level designers, a good amount of system designers, focusing all over the place. It's stuff that's touching some Squadron 42, stuff that's touching PU, lots of meetings, lots of documentation, lots of implementation. Over here, you can see, yes, there's equipment in here because we're shooting stuff today. This is one of our small meeting rooms. Use that one quite often. Over to this side over here, this whole section here, although it's a little empty today, is the cinematics team. So right now, I think I have 4 of the members actually out at mocap shoot at Eileen Studios right now with Chris and the other guys. Hannes Apfel, who you've met with before, and Michael Nagasaka, who's our lead sim designer, and Jason Cole, they're all out there right now, as well as producer. We have Judith. They're all out there helping out. So over here is Todd Pappy. As you guys know, one of the design directors. He's got a lot of responsibility on his plate. Here is another one of our office rooms. Right now, it doesn't normally look like this. Say hi, guys. These are guys that are here for the UK right now, helping us out across environments and props. They're working close with the tech team to sort some stuff out that you guys will see hopefully fairly soon. So as you can see, a lot of the desks are full. When we moved in here a year ago, we literally were just filling this small corner right here. So in order to enable us to grow, let me show you what we're doing for that. It's a bit of a walk, so sorry. All right, so now we're back at the main entrance where we started. It's not really big, right? But in that space we fit 49 people. We now have 49 contracts signed, so we need to be able to expand. So if you look over here, although it's really, really messy, and there's just a big piece of drywall there, that is the door that is going to lead to our new space. So we can't go through there right now, but I can take you around and show you what it's going to look like. It may be noisy, not sure. All right. So here we are in midst of the construction of our new space. We'll go through this as quick as we can. We're going to have a small storage room here because we realized we didn't really have storage. So this will be storage for both IT and for kitchen stuff. I got office space here for HR. This will be another small meeting room. You okay to walk here? As you can see, now here's the big open space, right? This space here will seat 24 people. We'll have 12 desks on this side. In the center of the space, there's going to be kind of a small little meeting room, but a very casual space where people can come and meet. Another 12 desks over there. And then this section over here, this is, we're going to have a big screen in there, projector. This is where we're going to be able to review material. The whole team will fit in there. We can have big team meetings. People can relax and hang out. We'll move stuff from the other kitchen over to here and bring more tables into the kitchen and so on. So still a bit of work. We got a few more weeks and they should be done with all the construction. Yeah, and we'll move in. So our head count gets us, another 20 people, and we have some flexibility with that, so it should fill us up nicely. So cool. That's the office. Thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, I'll give you the studio update for Frankfurt. On AI side, we're continuing to work on subsumption. We're pushing forward on communication as well, done some bug fixes, and then also doing core work on the communication system. And then from here, we'll throw it to Toby to show off some of the ship and FPS weapons.
Hi, I'm Toby, lead weapons artist here at CIG, and today I'm going to show you some of the stuff that me and the rest of the weapons art team have been working on in the last couple of weeks. Rob, our senior artist working on ship weapons, has been working on a set of unified bearing laser cannons. He's completed its size 2 until size 6 and is currently working on finishing off the size 1 variant. On the FPS side of things, we've been working on another bearing gun, the P8SC. It's a 10mm ballistic submachine gun, and we're currently in the final stages of polishing and addressing feedback from our art director, Paul Jones, in the UK studio. Here it is in its current state with our dynamic wear and dirt layers fading in and out independently. Enjoy.
Thanks, Toby. The weapons are looking great. From an engine standpoint, we're continuing to move forward on procedural planets. We're bug fixing. We've worked on head stabilization, which you will see and feel in 2.5. We're continuing to work on optimizations as well as the local physics grid. Here, we'll throw it to Chris Speak to show off some of the feature testing that we do here at Foundry 42.
Hey, I'm Chris. I'm Senior QA here in Frankfurt Foundry 42. We've just wanted to provide a little update. We've been working on the procedural planet stuff. It's coming along quite nicely. There's still a bit of work needs to be done, but it's going quite well. And outside of that, we've been mostly working on feature testing and automated testing. So we've been setting up test maps, and I'm going to show you a few of those right now. So first we have this level here, which is essentially a ragdoll simulator inside of what I call a vortex. It's just essentially a group of gravity boxes that are pushing in different directions, and this helps us test whether ragdoll's functioning correctly, whether they collide correctly with certain objects, and it measures glancing blows as well as full impacts as well. So if none of this works, then we know there's a problem. Additionally, we have one for multiple AI at the same time. So we can spawn theoretically an endless number of AI all bouncing around throughout this vortex. Not only do they collide with the objects themselves, but they can actually collide with each other. Sometimes you'll see them get stuck, and yeah, it's an interesting test bed for seeing whether multi-crew ships will have issues with multiple ragdolls at the same time. And finally, this one is another test for spawning AI and killing them in an endless chain. It essentially spawns one enemy and then kills him 2 seconds later, but if you hit the button multiple times, you can spawn multiple guys at the same time. What this essentially does is stress test the engine to see whether we can have however many characters we can fit on screen at once. It'll test to see what that theoretical limit is and how much of an impact it has on the frame rate.
And now let's talk about effects. Caleb will show us some insight into the pipeline as well as the tech.
Hi there, my name is Caleb Essex. I'm Senior Visual Effects Artist at Foundry 42 here in Frankfurt. Today I'm going to run you through our visual effects pipeline as well as go over some of the new tech that we use to take our particles up to the next level. So here we have an explosion asset. First of all, we create the asset inside 3ds Max. Once we're happy with that, we render out various different passes. So here we have lighting information from 5 directions, which is used to compile the diffuse texture as well as the normal map. We also render out a temperature map, which is used for fire, and an optical flow map, which is used for frame blending. So here we are inside the engine. It's just a simple texture lit by the engine. There's not a whole lot of lighting information. So now we apply the normal map over top, and you can see how it picks up the light in a much more realistic way. Next we have the temperature map. This is layered on top of the smoke. It is colored by a 32-bit gradient, and this allows us to adjust the brightness and the colors in real time. And by applying different colored gradients, we can completely change the look of the overall effect, from fire to plasma. And we can also color the smoke to be whatever we need at that given time. And lastly, we have the optical frame blending. Previously in CryEngine, they simply had standard frame blending, which simply blended the next frame over top of the first, but this can have issues, especially with the silhouettes and frame rate issues. So the optical blend map records the information, the motion information from one frame to the next, and distorts the frame into the position of the next, so you get a nice smooth transition from frame to frame. This particular texture only has 32 frames of information, but I'm able to extend that by over 30 times while still maintaining the smooth motion. And here it is, all put together, one of the final effects.
From a system design standpoint, we've been working on docking and landing, as well as vandal behaviors. From level design, we've been working on truck stop, as well as the cargo depots and security station, and working closely with Art on how we can make this a very modular and be able to fill out our solar system as quickly as we possibly can. From here, we'll throw it over to the MVP.
Hey there, Tyler Witkins, Community Manager in the Austin, Texas studio, here to bring you this week's MVP. A huge congratulations to CENTENNIAL for creating the interactive hauling star map. There have been a lot of star map alternatives out there, but this one really goes above and beyond. So, congrats again to you, you're this week's MVP. Back to you guys.
Hi, I'm Clem. I'm a senior level designer here at Foundry 42 Frankfurt, and I was a designer behind the new location that will come in the next big patch, which is GrimHex. So I'm going to just present that to you now. Alright, so GrimHex is a location in the asteroid belt around Crusader's moon Yela. It was an old mining hub for like all the mining operations in the area, and was called actually Green Imperial Hex in the past. This was a place for miners to store their personal ships there and then leave there and take shuttles to the different mining facilities in the area. So it had basic accommodations like shops and bedrooms and that sort of thing. But when the mining operations dried up a few years back, the miners left and the place was abandoned, and squatters came in, and then gangs took over, and that's pretty much how it became what it is now. One of the main things we're struggling with on the level design side when it comes to creating those new locations is how to merge the sizes of ships and the sizes of humans, because as you can see in the picture, humans are very small compared to like a medium landing pad here. So when we have to fit like 40 of those landing pads, then the spaces tend to get super big and we have trouble matching the exterior and the interior. So for this location, we actually decided to not try to have too many landing pads, so we provide the bare minimum, and we'll have hangars at the back of the asteroid where you can request landing permission and park your ship there, and it being safe from other players as well. So we think that's a good balance between the two, and that lets us keep the interior spaces connected to the exterior without too much trouble. So what you'll see here is only a small part of what will eventually be built for this location, because we needed a place for criminals to respawn at pretty fast. Like, we don't want you to have to wait to, and still being punished for doing illegal actions and that sort of thing. So we want to put it out there as soon as possible, but we know that we have still a lot of work to do on the art and the tech to get everything ready that we have in mind for this location. So it'll keep evolving over the next few 2 or 3 patches, and you'll get to see new stuff and figure out why this location is actually interesting instead of just being a parking space with a couple shops. So the whole base is built around a central hub, with the major elevators going to the landing pads at the top and every other area branching off of it. And like I said before, we're going for an incremental release, so that means that we'll start with a couple shops only and add extra content and unlock areas as we go. So there's going to be a bar, there's going to be a kiosk for you to enter races and bet on illegal races, with a view over a tunnel where the ships are going to start and end their races, going through the asteroid and that sort of thing. And also what we want to do with the green zone in this location is, for the first release, we're going to have one on the interior. Anything beyond an airlock will be like weapons restricted. But the idea for the future is that we have other ways of trying to police it a bit more, so that we allow you to carry weapons, but it's at your own risks that you're going to pull them out. And we don't want it to turn into a constant deathmatch. We want it to be safe enough to respond to this location, but that there's always an element of risk. So I don't want to spoil everything. I will let you explore the location by yourself. I just wanted to show a few pictures of how it was when I sort of finished the white box and what it is now, so that you can just understand how much work has gone into it from all of the disciplines and all of the studios involved in this project, and that it's not like the work of one designer to make a new location for this game.
This wraps up our 4th and final part of episode 100 of Around the Verse. Hope it's given you a better idea of all the teams, the immense amount of work that goes into making this game from all around the globe.
You can say that again. This is an incredibly dedicated team, and we're looking forward to how the game comes together and sharing that with the backers. We hope that this show actually brings excitement to you guys, as well as showcases what we're working on right now.
And now, as we usually do, a little fast forward, so check it out.
Be sure to tune in for Reverse the Verse at 11 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow on Twitch.
And finally, a huge thank you to all the subscribers around the world for making the game what it is, making this show possible, and we will see you around the verse.
Did you know that many of Star Citizen's developers are on social media? If you would like to follow Star Citizen on Facebook, you can find us here.
Or on Twitter, here.
And even Instagram here.
And for a full list of developers' personal accounts they're willing to share with the community, check out this link. You can find out what I bought at Amazon this week.
Star Wars stuff.
It was probably Star Wars stuff.